Hello everybody, Happy New Year and all that good stuff. Happy 2024. It's been a rough week, but I am back after a very busy New Year's Eve, New Year's Day with some gigs. So I DJ as well on weekends. This is only stuff I do for fun, so thank you to the new subs and all that good stuff. Let's get on with the show. So Liverpool won 4-2 this morning. Didn't watch it because I was sleeping, waking up to a somewhat hangover. But nonetheless, a 4-2 result, a win at the end, which sits us on top of the table. And as it stands, we are currently on 45 points. Aston Villa second on 42, having played their game. Man City still with the game to play. But even if they do get their points, which they should, I think it's against Brentford, I believe it is, then I should probably bring this on screen here. Then they will be only 2 points behind us. And then Arsenal, who were first at Christmas, find themselves in fourth, only on 40 points, only 5 from where we are at the moment. So it's still pretty tight in the top half, and in the top 4 area at the moment. Tottenham creeping up to Arsenal, and Tottenham were dead and buried only a few weeks ago. So what they say, a week is a long time in football, and anything can happen within 90 minutes, actually, as we have seen. But now, since I've got this tab open here, I don't want to go through player ratings or anything in this. I just want to highlight something for you. There's been a narrative. That Liverpool were lucky, they were no good, that they were crap. Let's go back a little bit more. Too far forward. There we go. 7.1 expected goals. Now, as many people want to call this a Fugazi stat, it doesn't really mean anything. But on the basis of play, on the chances created, on the chances that should have been taken, we should have won this game by 7 goals. And Newcastle were possibly lucky to have scored 1, let alone 2. 34 shots in that game, once again dominating another performance at Anfield. I think away we also had a stupid amount of shots. Was it against Burnley? Anyways, 15 on target, 9 big chances, 5 missed. So obviously we got 4 goals out of those other chances there. But 7.1, I think that is the highest XGA for a team this season, or something to that effect. Most XGA, right? And again, it's a stat that some people look into. They think, yeah, who gives a crap? It's a nothing stat. Don't have to worry about it. Who gives a shit? But a lot of people are saying, well, Liverpool were lucky because they got a couple of penalties and that's why they won that game. No, we dominated the game. And even if you want to go on the basis of play, when we say like, oh, it was a draw, but X team deserved the win because they played better. They created better chances. They just didn't take them. Well, we created better chances. We took our chances. So I don't know what people are arguing and complaining about. This tweet here from the Tactical Times. The fallout from Liverpool. Newcastle game is ridiculous. I've never seen a team be so outplayed and so well beaten while somehow believing they were treated unfairly and deserve more. The fans should feel lucky they didn't see their team lose by 8. Outplayed 100%. Now, this person says it doesn't change the fact that both pens were dubious at best. The fans will complain about referees, whatever happens, but sometimes it's worth trying to focus on what players weren't very good. Newcastle deserved nothing from that game, which I agree. You came there and defended, got on the counter-attack a few times. We'll get to this in a second here, clicking a little bit earlier ahead. But from what I saw of the game, it was pretty much dominant. I mean, look at this. Look at these shots. Look at that. This is all Liverpool. That's all Newcastle. 5 shots, 2 goals. I mean, what else needs to be said? If it was 5-5 and we ended up getting 4 shots on target out of the 5 for whatever reason, you can say it was a pretty tight game, but we edged them. There's no edging here. Completely just ripped them apart, ripped them to shreds. This is they've been knocked out, but a Champions League team, one of that was being resurgent. They're going to be the next big thing, the new Man City and all that sort of stuff. Eddie Howe is probably going to lose his job at some point because they're not in the best position at the moment, I believe. If we're just going to go back to the table here, they are sitting in 9th at the moment, so they're not that bad. But only, 10 to 15 from relegation, but also not that far off a top 4 either. Only 11 points. So not all is lost for Newcastle, but definitely probably not where they want to be or where they should be. Also in this game, we saw Endo with a fantastic game. Diaz I thought was not great, but much better than he has been in recent weeks, cutting in from that left side, obviously getting the penalty in that first half, which some people said was suspect, but there was contact. He got taken down, called a penalty, and we'll get to the second one in a minute as well. Nunez had a decent game, got himself a little assist as well. Yeah, some people don't rate the little assist, the little tap-ins for other players, but I mean, if you set up a player for them to score a goal, it's technically still not technically, rather, it is an assist. So he got an assist. Salah with 2 goals, the missed penalty, and an assist as well. Lovely outside football for Cody Gakpo, which was a great finish. Not a great finish, sorry, a great ball. The finish was suspect. It's like he hit the underside of his studs and then bounced and just crept in. So that looked offside to me. I'm not going to lie. That actually looked a little bit offside. I didn't get to see it properly. I thought, yeah, Gakpo's goal was offside, but it wasn't. It was counted as a goal, so it is what it is. Joelinton apparently didn't get a second yellow card for pulling Szoboszlai back, because when there's an advantage played, there can't be a second yellow card, or there can't be a yellow card given for a second foul. So I'm thinking, okay, well, what if it's a rash challenge and what if it's a red card that gets involved in that? So anyways, it is what it is. Trent. Holy shit. Okay, I'm not going to say this is what he actually did or this is what he meant, but I'm going to say, look, Trent, when he fizzed that shot, when he was trying to go full Roberto Carlos on that right side, a lot of people say he's crossing the ball, but I don't think so. The way he shapes it up, the way he's positioned his body, and the way he's hit it, just the sheer power and the velocity that he's just lashed at this fucking ball, says to me he was probably aiming for near post or through the keeper late sider or something to that effect. I don't think he was crossing. He looked like he was actually going for it, in my opinion. Now, some will say it's a bit shameless, but like I said, it's his body position. If his body position, and he hit that so hard, no one is going to get their head to that ball. It just came across the goal so fucking quickly. I don't think anyone was going to get at it. So that's what we probably have to say. You know what? Let's say he meant it. If he didn't mean it, shit, it would have been a fantastic goal then. Mudryks against Arsenal. Yeah, I meant to take the shot. Yeah, of course you did. No problems. Trent Howe, if I want to be a little bit shameless, it looked like he was actually fizzing that across to try go into that far corner. My opinion, could be completely wrong, maybe a little bit biased, whatever. Anyways, that was that there. Now Jota came on in the second half and got himself through on goal. A lovely ball from McAllister, who's back again, Mac 10, with the fucking ball just like outside foot between the two defenders or whatever it was, and Jota straight out onto a flash, running through on goal. Dubravka comes in, gives him a bit of a tap. He did actually get him, but a lot of people are saying that this was not a penalty. But if we're looking here real quick, as he's moving, there he is towards the goal, and then there's that area, there is the contact. Now, some will say he took a dive. The ball was past him, and he fell over, and he was never going to get to the ball, so it should have been maybe a yellow card for him diving, should have been a free kick or a goal kick for Newcastle, but it wasn't. It was seen to be as a penalty, and I can understand why, because we always say, well, if players go down, if there's contact in the box, well, then yeah, it's a penalty regardless of how much contact there is. Or if they don't go down in the box, well, they should have gone down in the box and they would have got a penalty. So you can't win with these flops. You're damned if you don't. So for me, I couldn't give two fucks. If there's contact, look, if that's not given, I'll say, okay, well, it wasn't given. There it is. There's a contact there. If it's not given, I'll say my call, it's not given. Arguably, possibly, I've always said, look at previous videos, I've always said on-field decisions, handballs, penalties, red cards, those sorts of things are always going to be subjective. This is a subjective call to award it. It could have been seen as minimal contact, not enough. VAR deemed it to be contact. Anthony Taylor deemed it to be contact. It was a penalty, and Dubravka got a yellow card for it as well, because there were two players coming back on that goal line. So there's no guarantee that Jota would have probably scored. If it was an empty net, does he even go down? A lot of people are saying as well, why would he go down if he was going to shoot at goal? Which is why I go to this tweet here. And I can't play it because it's geo-blocked. I haven't set up my VPN at the moment, so unfortunately I can't play it. But Carragher says, I can't believe a player would go down when they've got an empty net. Technically, yes, two Newcastle players were coming back. I don't think they would have blocked it unless Jota's shot was completely shithouse. But at the same time, keeper clipped him. He went down. It was given as a penalty. I mean, it was 3-2 at that time. There's nothing to say that Newcastle would have scored a goal either. They were pressing us. We were clearing our lines. That's what allowed Jota to go free. It is what it is. So, Carragher saying Jota went down far too easily for the second penalty. Obviously, Newcastle fans are going to be pissing and moaning. First day of 2024, there will not be a more pathetic dive all year. Give him the award. Can literally tap it into an empty net, but his cheating mentally takes him to go down. Quite incredible. If he could tap it into an empty net, why the fuck would he go down? That's what I want to know. Why would you go down if you have an empty net? That does not make sense to me. Contact is contact. I agree, and we've always said. People say, if there's contact in the box, go down. I saw someone say, was it a tweet or did someone say, someone said something somewhere, saying something like, well, if Harry Kane goes down, then they say, yeah, fair enough, he went down because there was actual contact there. So, yeah, well played by Harry Kane. But if it's a foreign player that goes down, it's like, well, maybe it was a bit of a dive. But even Dubravka comes up here and he says, quote, my arms are not trying to catch him. I don't have to agree. But at the end of the day, it was a penalty. So there was contact there. And if there was no contact, VAR would have overturned it. VAR would have overturned that if there was no contact at all with Jota. Obviously, there was some contact, as minimal as it may be. I will say, yes, minimal contact, still contact. That's what it is. That's what it was. Now, Salah and Endo, who had fantastic games. Salah getting himself 2 goals, missing the penalty in the first half, but getting himself... did he get 2 goals? Yeah, he did. He got 2 goals, yeah. So Salah getting 2 goals. Obviously, Nunez setting him up. And Nunez should have had a couple of... At least one of those 2 chances. That save from Dubravka on the line. Fuck me, that was a good save from Dubravka. But again, this is what we say. We want our strikers to be scoring goals. But then goalkeepers are just good at what they do. So is it the goalkeeper was great at the save and the guy taking a shot was great as taking a shot? It's just immovable force meets what's the word? Immovable object. Immovable force. That's not the right word. Fuck, I don't know, whatever the fucking saying is. I can't think of it at the moment. But you know what I mean? Like sometimes 2 things just happen. They just work out. So Darwin had a good shot on target. Dubravka had a good save. The second one, where he pops it from half volley, whatever it was, that probably a harder chance, but it would not surprise me if that had gone in because that's what Nunez has been doing all season. The hard chances, he ends up bagging. The easier chances, he misses. It is what it is. Like I said, Diaz had a decent game. Nice to see him coming back to it. Szoboszlai looked like he pulled up with a bit of a hammy issue, so I hope that's not too bad. But as I said, Salah leaving for the African Cup, Endo leaving for the Asian Cup. So Endo has been massive in the last month. He has been really some player for us. But McAllister is back, and McAllister will be very, very important as well. So he'll take over that role in that DM, that number 6 that everyone talks about. Maybe Thiago will feature in January at some point. We shall see. But now it's a matter of who's going to step up in that right wing position. Is it going to be Harvey Elliott? Will we see Jota on the left, Nunez on the right, and Jota or Gakpo down the middle? Are we going to see maybe a Diaz in the left and say Nunez on the right? And so we have players there. It's like I've always said, a lot of people have said as well, what happens when Salah isn't there to win you a game or to do something? Someone else has to step up. Now we're going to see what we're made of. Now we're going to see who in this midfield, who in this forward line is going to actually say, okay, Salah's out. I'm going to be the person to make moves here. Jones got himself a goal. He's been fantastic recently. Gakpo getting himself a goal. He's in the right places when you need him. Sometimes you just need someone to tap them balls in. Doesn't matter. It's a fucking goal. They all count when they're proper and legal goals, okay? When they're, awarded, rightfully so. So, I don't know, people want to complain, bitch and moan, that's fine by me, bitch and moan all you want. I don't expect us to be winning this league. I've always said I want us to be at least up there and then see what happens. If you're in touching distance, come towards the end of the season, anything can happen. City still need to win every single game. We still need to win every single game. We're probably going to drop points somewhere. City may drop points somewhere. City still have to come to us at Anfield. We still have to go to the Emirates. Chelsea are coming to us at Anfield in the coming weeks. We still have to go to Old Trafford as well, who knows which fucking United team is going to turn up for that game there. So we still have a lot of games to play. And you know what? last game of the season, we've been there before with Man City, where we need to win or they need to drop points or something like that, and we're going away to Aston Villa, so that's going to be a tough game as well. And Villa are still in the mix, depending on whether they stay there come the end of the season. Well, we don't know yet because it's only the 1st of January or 2nd of January, I should say. So there's still 4 months and a bit, 5 months of footballing to come. Anything can happen as well. So we shall see. But those were my initial thoughts on the Liverpool result. Look, we're first. It's nice. I'm not getting too ahead of myself because, as I said, anything can happen. We can draw 1 or 2 games and then City, go above us again. And it'd be like, well, yeah, cool. And then they were saying, well, Liverpool bottled the league. It's like, well, no one expected us to be there. Like, no one expected Tottenham to be there. A lot of people expected Arsenal to be there, except a lot of Arsenal fans are probably saying to themselves now, okay, maybe we should have pulled back a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't be that too invested in this team because, hey, look at what's happened. 2 losses in a row, drop points, and we're in 4th position. Not a big distance between 1st and 4th, but enough to say, shit, now we really need to be squeaky clean and get results. Because if Liverpool keep winning, and if City keep winning, then Arsenal will fall behind, and there goes that project, the phases, and all that good stuff. But that's probably a video for another time. I'm out of here. Up the Reds.